Walking through the classroom door that morning changed everything in ways I never could have predicted. The newspaper editor standing there with this twisted smile on her face while holding up the school paper with my photograph plastered across the entire front page. The headline reading something that made my stomach drop instantly. Something about me being a bedroom scholar instead of a merit scholar. Asking whether I truly deserved this year's full-ride scholarship or if I'd obtained it through other means. And every single person in that lecture hall turned to stare directly at me like I'd committed some unforgivable crime. Their eyes burning into my skin while I stood frozen in the doorway trying to process what was happening. I grabbed the newspaper from Jennifer's hands and she just kept smiling like she'd accomplished something truly magnificent. She called it journalism and said the people deserved to know how I really obtained that scholarship over candidates who were supposedly more qualified than me. She spoke loud enough that everyone within earshot could hear every single word. I tried explaining that I earned it through my 4.0 grade average and perfect test scores, but Jennifer just laughed in my face and pointed to the article she'd written. She claimed her sources told her I'd been spending excessive amounts of time in Professor Hamilton's office for late-night study sessions and very private tutoring. The professor she was referencing happened to be 70 years old and had served as my academic advisor since freshman year because he ran the entire physics program. I explained that he was simply my academic advisor and everyone meets with their advisor regularly. Jennifer stood up so the whole room could witness her performance. She said not everyone receives a $50,000 scholarship after those meetings. Her so-called investigation showed I was in his office for 3 consecutive hours last Tuesday and she wanted to know what exactly I was doing for 3 whole hours. I felt physically sick because I knew precisely what I'd been doing during that time. I'd been reviewing my scholarship application materials with him just like he did for all his other advisees, but Jennifer had twisted it into something absolutely disgusting. I told her she was lying and this was clear defamation. Jennifer pulled out her phone and showed me photographs of me entering and leaving Professor Hamilton's office at various times. She said she had proof of multiple visits and sometimes staying past normal office hours. She claimed the scholarship committee needed to know about this conflict of interest. She'd actually been stalking me and taking photographs and writing down specific times like some kind of private investigator. I pointed out that everyone visits their advisors because that's literally their job. Jennifer was already posting the article on all the school's social media platforms. She said the difference was that I won and she didn't. Despite her father donating $2 million to this school. Despite her family name being displayed on the library building. Despite her having connections to every single board member. I had somehow gotten the scholarship even though I was nobody from nowhere. And she wanted to know exactly why that happened. There it was laid out completely bare. She was angry because for once in her privileged life her money hadn't bought her something she desperately wanted. I suggested that maybe I got it because I studied while she partied. Maybe because I worked 2 jobs while she went on exotic vacations. Maybe because I actually earned it through hard work and dedication. Jennifer's face turned bright red and she said nobody earns anything over her. Her family built this school from the ground up. Her grandfather had been dean for decades. Her mother currently sat on the board of directors. That scholarship belonged to her by birthright and I had stolen it by doing things she would never lower herself to do. She said it with such absolute disgust, like sleeping with a professor was beneath her dignity. But apparently destroying someone's entire reputation wasn't beneath her at all.